Introducing Riverbend Ranch Black Label Beef. You've never tasted beef more tender, juicy, or full of flavor. And it's a great source of natural vitamins, minerals, and protein. Your order is shipped directly from the ranch, assuring both quality and freshness while bypassing a multitude of processors, brokers, distributors, retailers, and middlemen. So if you're used to buying your beef at the grocery store, Riverbend Ranch Black Label Beef is about to change your world. What makes Riverbend Ranch Black Label Beef so special? Well, there are a number of differences. First, Riverbend Ranch Black Label is never, ever. That means it has never been given growth hormones or treated with antibiotics, and that's why it's called Never Ever. It's important to know what's in our food. When it comes to buying beef, many consumers are not aware that more than 90% of all cattle in America are raised with synthetic growth hormones. That's right. Although many countries don't allow growth hormones to be used anywhere in the food supply, growth hormones are still allowed in the United States. And in order to compete, almost all cattlemen are forced to use them. These growth hormones are injected into the cattle's ears at intervals throughout its life. And of course, some of those hormones end up in the meat you eat. In fact, meat that was grown with growth hormones contains significantly more hormones than beef that has been raised naturally. Adding growth hormones causes cattle to grow faster and reduces feed costs. Most U.S. producers would find it difficult to compete without the use of growth hormones. But Riverbend Ranch never uses growth hormones. It costs more to raise cattle naturally, but our health-conscious customers demand it. Then there's antibiotics. Almost all U.S. feedlots find it more profitable to feed cattle a steady ration containing antibiotics in order to keep cattle healthy. It also costs more to raise healthy cattle without the use of antibiotics. Therefore, adding antibiotics to daily feed rations is simply the norm. But Riverbend Ranch endures the extra expense of never feeding cattle antibiotics. In fact, Riverbend Ranch guarantees that its Black Label beef has never been given growth hormones or antibiotics. That is a huge difference from the meat you buy at the grocery store. What else makes Riverbend Ranch Black Label beef so superior? Next would be the quality of the meat. By quality, we mean flavor, juiciness, and tenderness. And what gives Riverbend Ranch a huge advantage in quality? It's the Riverbend Ranch genetics. Riverbend Ranch raises only the world's very finest Black Angus cattle. It's important to know that all Black Angus are not created equal. For the last 30 years, Riverbend Ranch has been refining its herd, scouring the nation to identify only the highest quality Angus cattle for its breeding program. And the result is phenomenal. It's no wonder that Riverbend cattle yield the very highest percentages of USDA prime and high choice beef, grades that indicate the most marbling for succulent flavor and melt in your mouth tenderness. In fact, every single cut of Riverbend Ranch Black Label is guaranteed to be either USDA prime or high choice beef. Beef of this quality is not normally sold in grocery stores. Beef graded prime can usually be found only in the most expensive steakhouses in the nation, demanding up to $75 to $85 per pound. Why is beef of this quality so expensive? Because it's extremely hard to produce. Only a small percentage of all beef produced in America will qualify to be graded prime or high choice. Its flavor is exquisite, and its tenderness is beyond belief. And the good news is, our customers can get it at a surprisingly good price. Next, every cut has been aged to perfection with a 21-day process that adds succulence and flavor to every bite. You won't get that in a grocery store because grocery stores simply don't have the capability to age beef. And Riverbend Ranch is not just a brand of beef. Riverbend Ranch is a fully vertically integrated cattle operation. Vertical integration means the ranch controls the entire supply chain, even the genetics of the herd. There's nothing like Riverbend Ranch anywhere in the world. It's been 30 years in the making. Every step of the supply chain is managed to assure optimum health, quality, and humane animal treatment. Nothing is left to unrelated third parties. Riverbend Ranch manages the entire process, including cows, bulls, calves, genetics, feed, and even processing. Riverbend Ranch is the only major ranch in America that has its own debt-free, state-of-the-art, waste-free processing facility, which ages beef to perfection and ships all that delicious goodness directly from the ranch to your door. If you care about where your beef comes from and how it was raised, you should know that Riverbend calves are raised by cattlemen who care about cattle, the land, and who use only the most humane practices. Our calves are never raised in crates or confined areas. Our cattle are raised by their own mothers in open meadow pastures with plenty of grass, fresh air, clean water, and sunshine. Our vertical operation allows us to track the progress and health of every single animal every day of its life. In fact, if any animal gets sick, it is treated and removed from the program. That's why Riverbend Ranch Black Label is guaranteed to have been healthy every day of its life. Because we own and control the entire operation, we can offer subscription beef bundles to our members at a surprisingly low price. Because we control every step of the supply chain, we also control quality and price, and your family gets the benefit. So how do you get your Riverbend Ranch Black Label beef? It's easy. If you're already a Melaleuca member, visit melaleuca.com/Riverbend Ranch to subscribe today and receive your exclusive member discount. Not a Melaleuca member? Simply get back to the person who shared this video with you. Then, prepare yourself for the most tender, flavorful beef you've ever tasted. Riverbend Ranch Black Label Beef. Only available